Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a circuit that demands absolute precision, bravery, and just a little bit of luck. Tonight I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, and it's green, green, green here at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale. Side by side, there goes Sean Stam, the Stam Man, and the 000 as well.
Papa Green made up 3 positions in 2 laps.
With Leslie Simpkins now throws his elbows out at Druid. Welcome, race fans, to Okayama International Circuit for round 2 of the Degenerate Race League GT3 Championship. Tonight, the gloves come off in one of Japan's most technical and unforgiving battlegrounds. Okayama may not be the longest circuit on the calendar, but make no mistake, this place demands precision. Heavy braking zones, tight corner exits, and limited passing opportunities mean every mistake will be punished, and every overtake has to be earned. These GT3 machines are built for speed, but around Okayama, patience and discipline are just as important as raw pace. Drivers will need to manage traction out of the slower corners, protect their tires through the long runs, and stay sharp through traffic as the championship fight begins to take shape. Round 1 gave us a look at who came ready to fight. Tonight, round 2 gives us the first real test of who can handle pressure, who can stay consistent, and who is ready to make a statement early in this championship. The lights are ready to go out, the field is ready, and the Degenerate Race League is ready to go GT3 racing at Okayama. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another wonderful broadcast brought to you by the Degenerate Race League. Here for round 2 at the Okayama circuit for season 5 here in Japan. A circuit that is only 3.65 kilometers, but with an altitude of 266 meters. It's going to be a challenge for the drivers to contend with all of the twists and turns that Okayama has to throw at them. Event rules are open setup. Unlimited tire sets are available, but only one fast repair is there for the drivers. Race length of 45 minutes, but with a fuel load of 50%, most of the field will have to come in for a stop. Expecting that stop to come in right around the halfway point of the race tonight, but the drivers will know best and better than most. It's going to be a very dark scene here today at Okayama as the sun has already set. Few drivers still have yet to do their qualifying laps, so keep an eye on the few and far between that need to do so. Alex Hansen in the number 390 currently running in 5th place in the championship, needs to pick up his pace right now and get the hurry up and go on the racetrack. Coming into Redmond Corner right now before we dip down into Hobbs is the 444 of Juan Cruz in the Porsche 444, running his endurance lights in the cockpit. Coming through the final corner, it's literally called the last corner. And he's going to punch it all the way to the line. Can he find some improvement? It looks green, green, green on the tower. He finds his way up into P5 with a 128.348. Not a bad run there for Juan Cruz. Here we look at Daniel. I'm going to get this name wrong, so I apologize in advance. Chickerpack. I'm going to go with Daniel Chickerpack. This isn't Sam has been a moderator, but for the past 18 months, celebrating his 18-month anniversary. Thank you very much, Sam, for your continued support of the Degenerate Race League. But look at how tight the pack is. 1 second separates the top 13 drivers right now, and it's about to get tighter than that as our man in the 17 tries to stitch together a lap on his last attempt. Again, just such an extremely dark night here. Let's go on board and see what the drivers can see coming down into Redmond Corner. Completely blind of your brake marker that you normally need. Going into Hobbs, again, blind. No lights here at the Okayama traffic, other than the traffic of the cars around you, of course. I'm talking to some of the drivers before the race and discussing how dark the race was going to be. They all exclaimed, well, there'll be enough headlights on the track. Don't you worry about that. Alex Hansen, what are you doing in the YouTube chat? You're supposed to be driving out on the racetrack. You're P5 right now. Great to be back. Thank you very much for having me back, Alex. Tyler just getting in his subscription, and this time it's going to be for the past 14 months. As the session concludes, we have one driver trying to stitch together yet one more lap. Sam Zawiska trying to get one done as we get out of Atwood Curve. He finds a little bit of the grass there on exit. This is the run down to the hairpin corner. Looking down to the inside line. He's going to get a kiss of that curbing before getting on the loud pedal. A little bit of oversteer. Has to get off the loud pedal. Coming through Revolver Corner and now in through Piper next. Again, minor corrections are going to hurt the 29. There it is. The more corrections made, the harder it is to drive this beast of a Ferrari 296 2.9 liter V6 naturally aspirated machine. And it'll go around coming out of Redmond And that's going to conclude the qualifying session, folks. The results for the qualifying here for the Degenerate Race League, folks, is going to be as follows. Tyler Finley took the big fat lead there for the qualifying run, but not by too much because Andy Jackson is ready to challenge in the rear. Juan Cruz there up into third now, looking pretty for him on his own. Tyler Finley in P1, Andy Jackson in 2, Juan Cruz in 3rd, Blake Galvin in 4th, Morgan Dino in 5th, Corey Pastrano in 6th, Austin Quinn in 7th, Gav Cook in 8th, Alex Hansen in 9th, Doug Sorrentino in 10th. Amrit Vastrala in 11th, Mitch Nairati in 12th, Daniel Cesarpak in 13th, Casey Grant, Russ Money McMillian, Michael Tross, Pierce Fox, Matthew Warwaz, Sam Bozak, and Ross Tweedell round out the top 20. Over to 21 and beyond as we get ready to get the drivers gridded up. James Kelly, Tony McAnally, Cody Mike Brown, Jeremy Spencer Dunn, Tyler Morgan, Christopher Black, Kurt Havur, Harsh Singh, Sam Zawisa, and Michael Chawate. As we run through the grid, Tyler Finley and Andy Jackson on that first row. Juan Cruz, Blake Galvin, Morgan Dino, Corey Pastro, Austin Quinn, Gav Cook, Alex Hansen, Doug Sorrentino, and we'll run through the rest of them because the drivers are already rolling. Drivers getting gridded up, ready to roll for this race start here tonight. As we can see, the track is actually illuminated by the headlights, but once you see beyond them, it's no longer there. We have 30 drivers taking to this epic Degenerate Racing League grid tonight, and they're absolutely ready to take charge of it. Tyler Finley and Andy Jackson line that first row, but further back, everybody wants a piece of the pie. Oh, and a little bit of a false start there before we get rolling. Green, green, green is the flag color now, but it wasn't so just a few ago. As it looks like Finley, Cruz, Jackson now the 1-2-3 punch combo. Let's take a look further back because it's going to be 3 wide, 4 wide further back. We have a couple of Porsches getting involved in some entanglement. Who's that in the 574 making a move at the S's, the Moss S's before we get to Atwood Curve? Now it'll be the 5 of Sam Bozak trying to throw his elbows out and get a move done. Mike Trost in the background getting one done on Pierce Fox. Not so foxy here in the Ferrari now, are we? As we go wheel to wheel, toe to toe, and blow for blow. And further back, there's a little bit of a kerfuffle, but there's a late braking move from the Castrol Badge Ferrari, and he's going to find a way through on the Porsche, but that's going to spin Russ Tweedell around. Black Fox, excuse me, black flag given for Mitch Nairati there on the race start, so we'll have to serve a mandatory trip down pit lane, which is definitely going to hurt him rather than help him, obviously, throughout the long run. But the race is not over yet. Plenty of time to make up some ground. Let's look ahead as Amrit Vastrala tries to get a move done up ahead. He's looking forward to Corey Pastro in the rear view mirror. But right now it'll be Michael Trost, who looks like he was mounting a move on that Foxy Fox up ahead. Morgan Dino defending hard but fair, coming into Atwood Curve in the Gulf liveried Lamborghini. Has a bit of a menace behind in the likes of Austin Quinn. Austin Quinn already up 2 positions on the good and is threatening to make it 3. A little late on the brakes for the Lamborghini as he dives to the inside line, but covers it off fairly well. Here comes Alex Hansen, the man, as he dips a couple wheels off into the gravel. I thought the Ukrainian driver was gonna lose it there, but manages to keep it on the black stuff. Little break on the grass there for the badge 574, but really it's the number 5 illuminated on that door. And the 15 on the number plate isn't what he'd like to see right now. Tyler Finley and a bit of a kerfuffle himself, this time with Andy Jackson, who's trying to get his P2 back. Jackson in the 9-7 looks to the inside line on Finley. Inside line turns into the outside line for the following corner. Will it be successful here and now? I don't think so, as he falls out of flavor. Coming out of Williams and into the Moss S's, he has to fall in single file line. There's a nasty look. This time it'll be the Lamborghini in the Gulf badge car trying to make a move. He is super late on the brakes at Atwood Curve, makes the move stick, lams it on throttle, and now he has to defend back the Porsche, who had the better run of the duo ahead. Here we go, side by side, battling here and now between these guys, going after it again and again. Don't they know it's a 45-minute race? We're only 4 minutes into it, not 4.5 minutes into it, boys. Tony McAnally trying to chase down the driver ahead. That'll be Russ Money McMillion. Right up the road and further back, we have Mr. Jeremy Dunn right behind. Fast lap coming in for the leader right there, 128.772 as they cross the line. There goes Galvin Blake trying to defend back from Corey Pastrano, but to no avail. Pastrano finds a way through, and it'll be done and dusted there. Whoa, no, big mistake there for Amit Vastrala, who's caught in the middle of the track coming out of Piper Corner, the namesake for which this track is known. Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened to Amrit here. Oh, and it looks like he already had a little bit of a slip and slide moment. And does he get hit, or does he Oh, it's just overheated tires, and he lights it up again on corner exit. Oh my goodness. New fast lap coming out for Doug Sorrentino right now, the Antarctican driver. Currently pulls out the fast lap of the race, a 1:28.39. Blake Galvin can't do anything to defend. We were just looking at him a few moments ago. Checking in with the championship top 5 and see where they're at right now. It'll be Finley in P2, Jackson in P3, the 26 not on track, Sorrentino in P8, and Alex Hansen in P28 right now. And that 26 that's not here tonight, that'll be Zach. Just getting a question in chat. Who's in that 10? With that beard flopping out of the window. Let's see if we can find out who that is. That's Tony McAnally. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Pastro takes the fast lap, 1:28.15 that last time around. So a lot of drivers seemingly not qualifying where their pace really is, or drivers who are having to defend, as we see the side-by-side battle between Christopher Black and Jeremy Dunn extend itself through the S's. There at Atwood, things become settled a little bit further down as the Buc-ee's mobile takes off in a straight line. We have to check out this Barbie girl in her Barbie world. Her life is plastic. It's fantastic. Anyways, we have to check in with the battle for the lead because this is spicing up to be something. We have Juan Cruz in the lead now with 2 positions gained, who was able to get by Tyler Finley and Andy Asterisk Jackson further behind than he'd like to be. Battles kind of everywhere you look on the racetrack. This is the 1-2-3 punch combo for the lead right now as we take a look at them coming through Atwood Curve out onto the long back straightaway. A track that opened on November 18th, 1990 as the TI Circuit Aida. We are located in the Mimasaka, Okayama Prefecture of Japan. A track length of 3.703 miles or 3.65 kilometers. 2.3 miles for those of you keeping track in cheeseburgers, freedom units, however we'd like to call it. 13 corners in total, 7 to the right, 6 to the left, with elevation change of only around 95 feet, although it feels a little bit more dramatic. Here comes Trost now. A late send there on Daniel Checkerpack. Cruz, Finley, Jackson in their 1-2-3 combo. Juan Cruz losing just about a half a tenth per lap. So nearly matching pace, let's call it, between the leaders right now. Barring any mistakes, this might be the way we go into the pit stop cycle. And where we come out, nobody will know, because fuel factors mean a ton in these cars. We're talking making up or losing upwards of a second and a half, 2 seconds on the racetrack. And right now, you can throw a blanket across the top 5 as Juan Cruz to Austin Quinn continues to only be a 2-second gap. Jackson finds himself with the fast lap of the race. And he chases down Finley ahead. The gap looking good, but the defense looking better for the leaders right now. Juan Cruz saw Finley coming from a long way back through the Moss S's and didn't do anything but park it on the apex. Andy Jackson nearly running into the back of Tyler Finley up ahead. And it's just a beautiful train of GT3 cars. We have 4 different manufacturers in the top 4 right now, and a bit of a Porsche sandwich going on up at the front. Could Pastro get into the mix? We can have up to 5 in the top 5 by the looks of it. Galvin and Trost have a long way to go to make it 7 out of 7, but anything can happen in motorsports, and it typically does. Here's the battle. Seeped in arms, the 18, 19, 20th position still up for debate. As Tony McAnally defends hard but fair from Amit Vestrala, who was involved in that incident earlier on coming out of Piper Corner, and was able to recover his vehicle, probably using that one fast repair, and get back out onto the racing circuit and try to recover any haul of points tonight. There's a good defense, but held in stern fast as the AMG gives a little nudge to the Porsche ahead. I think that push might have been enough to get the overtake done, but it looks like Umrith behind decides better to be a little bit more patient, but flashy of the headlight tells me otherwise. Battle back here between Gav Cook and Christopher Black, currently running in 19th and 20th position. And there comes an early pit stop call. That'll be Gav Cook making the first decision of the evening. Checking out the run, here comes Finley's defense. From behind comes Andy Jackson. Gav Cook cycles to the back of the pack tonight as he takes his mandatory pit stop. And potentially a little bit early. I expected drivers to split this one down the middle, but a little bit earlier than that 22.5-minute mark. He might know something that the rest of the drivers don't. Where does he come out onto the racetrack? Keep an eye on the track map. He would be the 24th position car, so came out in clean air right in front of Pierce, Fox, Ross, Tweedell, and Sam Zawiska. Oh, late defense from Morgan Dino. And Austin Quinn go wheel to wheel here and now. And there goes Austin Quinn to fall back with Corey Pastro driving that lonely AMG, trying to get up into the top 5 on the evening. There comes a pit stop call from Austin Quinn as he seemed to be done and over this pit stop battle. Here's Finley as we chase down Cruz again. Beautiful shots here of the cars coming down the back stretch. Into the hairpin corner, single file line. It'll still be the 444, the 23, then the 97, and that 123. Now he's under threat, but can he hold on to that inside line? That's going to leave it very vulnerable to the attacks from Andy Jackson behind, who goes for a switchback on the BMW ahead of Tyler Finley, but can't make the move stick. Slows down the lonely Lamborghini in the field behind Ellie Morgandino. Drivers spitting up gravel as they clip as much as they can on the exit of Williams and through the Moss S's. Right now, it's so far so good for the entire field. They're keeping it on the green stuff, or excuse me, I should say off of the green stuff and on the tarmac. Looking at Big Tony again in that number 10. He's up 6 positions on the evening, so running pretty well on the evening and probably wants to gain a few more. But here comes Doug Sorrentino and their side-by-side bout with Blake Galvin. A long time coming for It's the Barbie Girl in their Barbie world to get that position done on Blake Galvin. But I'm sure they're seeing their little heads off and the plastic eyes poking out of their sockets at this point in time. Want to give a big shout out and thanks to everybody watching live now or in the future. Thank you very much for supporting the Degenerate Race League. Whether you're a Patreon subscriber or you're a subscriber in the YouTube chat or the Twitch chat, I should say, your support goes a long way to keeping the lights on here for the Degenerate Race League, keeping the servers going, practice sessions available for all the field, and etc. So thank you very much to our Patreon subscribers: Dan De La Torre, Russell Stanford, Evans Volk, Senior Tarugo, Artur Hermanis, John Muller, Andy Jackson, Gav Cook. As we have a few more changes throughout the field, some Porsche on Porsche violence here as Daniel Checkerpack goes wheel to wheel with our boy Big Tony as the pit stop cycle kicks off. Andy Jackson, Gav Cook, Jason Hayes, Cooper Atherton, Spencer Braun, Tony McAnally, Vladislav Maverick, Alex Hansen, and Curtis Hubbard. Harsh Singh, and Mitch Nairati. Thank you very much to all of our Patreon subscribers that keep the lights on here at the Degenerate Race League. Now, who is going to inherit the lead based on the pit stop cycle? Is it better to stay out on hot tires rather than cooling them off? Is the overcut going to be better than the undercut? Only time will tell as we breach the halfway point of this event. So here comes Morgan Dino and Corey Pastro's battle. The 4 leads the 91, but for how long will this one last? Andy Jackson in that number 97 trails the trio. Will this one be settled in the pit stops, or will this one be settled out on the racetrack? There goes James Kelly out of pit lane here and now. In the booth tonight, I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, taking you from green to checkered flag on behalf of the Degenerate Race League. Ross Tweedell chases down James Kelly in their debacle here. Whoa, late break, late move. The 2-1 tries to go for a move on the 2-0's position, but it will be defended fairly and squarely by the number 42 ahead of James Kelly. Defends back Ross Tweedell's attempts. Casey Grant, Austin Quinn, Mitch Nairati staying out, leaving Christopher Black, Jeremy Spencer Dunn, Casey Grant, and a few others in the lane. Hello, Phantom Mucho Killer. Yes, it is me, Sagar Bakshi, coming back to the Degenerate Race League for a short blip of time. I appreciate y'all having me back. Some of the best broadcasting memories I have are with y'all. It's great to see the success and growth of the Degenerate Race League continue to pick up. Amazing to see these numbers, but not amazing to see the Bucky's car go into the Hertzmobile. As that was a late move, and who were these two getting involved? That'll be Dunn and Kelly, both taking their pit stops just about a lap or two ago on alternate strategies. John Malott. Hello. Long time no see. Good to see you back, John. Amit Vastrala is going to get by Tony McAnally there in the pit lane, but he won't be so lucky here with Russ Money McMillian. And Russ is going to put up a hard fight for these positions here and now. Sam Pista Bozak trying to go for his pit stop a little bit earlier on in the race, came in on lap 18. Has to contend with the likes of Casey Grant trying to be a thorn in his side, and that coveted Rose looks like a McLaren from the looks of it. Cruz Galvin come down pit road as it seems like the fuel mileage has finally run out on these GT3s. Things have started to quiet down a little bit as the pit stop cycle kicked off, but things are beginning to spice up a little bit as traffic definitely starts to become a factor around this short course track. Flashy of the headlights, and the charge is on from Pastro on Black. Able to get by Christopher there relatively easily. Is Andy Jackson given the same respect? He is given the same respect, but the gap still remains at a half second between himself and Pastro. Mr. Gav Cook in a little bit of a sandwich right now, or was at least. He's got Casey Grant up ahead of him to deal with. Can he contend with them all on his own, or does he need a little bit of help? There's the move. Casey Grant and Cook going side by side in the Atwood curve. And on their way out, it's going to be nose to tail, single file line. And all this battling is going to bring Spencer Dunn into the mix. And the last thing this duo needs is turning this two-way battle into a little menage a trois. Closest battle on track rests here between Russ Money, McMillian, Casey Grant, Gav Cook, and Jeremy Spencer Dunn. As there goes the leaders in through the pit stops. That'll be the final stops for Jackson, Dino, and Sorrentino. And let's see where this comes out for them. Here comes Grant and Cook, Grant and Dunn. So far, so good. We've remained green and clean for pretty much the entirety of this race, barring a few mistakes from one or two drivers. It's been a great run up until this point. Only about 11 minutes remaining on the clock, and as we approach the final five, let's take a look at where the championship top five lie. Finley, who won round one, and Jackson, who came in second, are switched up right now as far as their positions are concerned, but Andy Jackson comes down pit road and will lose a handful of positions. No show there for our man Evan Zvolk. Sorrentino running in P6, very respectable there, and Alex Hansen unfortunately not having a great run tonight, down in P28. Out comes Andy Asterisk Jackson behind this duo here. So Andy Jackson cycles out to P4. Whoa, no. Let's see if we can get a DRL replay of what happened to Gav Cook here. Looks like he may have been touched by that Aston from behind. That's what's going to send him round. Unfortunate running there for Gav Cook, who's now down 9 positions. Battle for the podium starting to spice up for something's sake as Juan Cruz tries to chase down Morgan Dino for P2. And the last laps around looking fairly equal there, but no longer as the Lamborghini dips some wheels off into the kitty litter. That's going to hurt his charge, but he's going to have the inside line to be able to defend going into Atwood Curve. And that's all he'll need to put up the stopping blocks on the Porsche's charge. Now here and now, this is going to be the battle for P3 between Juan Cruz, P2 and P3 between Dino and Cruz. As Jackson gets into the mix, this is going to be the battle for P2 all the way back to P5. Ross Tweedwell crosses the line alongside Christopher Black. What settles that debate going into turn one and will take the lead of that battle. Battle up here continues to brew up as we approach the final 7 minutes of the race. It's still anybody's ball game. Oh, and there's a yielding. I believe that'll be Gav Cook to the race leaders. Yes, that was Gav Cook. Just being respectful of the battles at hand. Oh no, and what's happened to Fox? As Fox now has a meatball flag. Here comes Dunn on Russ Money McMillian. And now it'll be a three-way squabble, but it'll end with a touch to Russ Money McMillian coming in through Redmond corner, but he's able to recover the car, but loses the battle for now. Matthew Warwas locked in battle right now with Christopher Black. We've seen Christopher Black rise and fall through the standings. He still rests 8 positions up on the good for now. Black flag for Pierce Fox, so add insult to injury to his night As we approach the final 5 or enter the final 5 minutes, we check in with the race leaders yet again. 2, 3, 4, 5 all line astern right now, with everything on the line to battle for. Finley's going to continue to run away with this championship and his 2.4 second lead on the rest of the field, as Dino continues to defend back Juan Cruz and Andy Jackson, Corey Pastro, and Doug Sorrentino, the Antarctican. Slight off tracks there from the drivers as they punch it out of the final corner. Dino pulls out a fast lap. There goes a look on Juan Cruz. Andy Jackson gives Juan a bit of a scare tactic there, as he looked like he was going to mount to attack, but the move was never really on. So you get caught looking in your rear view mirror, defending a little bit further than you should have, maybe missed your brake marker like that, and allows the Ferrari to close down the gap. Good attacks here from Andy Jackson. Final 2 minutes of the race, folks. And where is the race leader? That means we should get this lap plus one more based on lap times. So one more crack at it for the likes of Juan Cruz and Andy Jackson to get anything pulled on their opponents. Here comes some last lap attempts from the likes of Mitch Nairati and Jeremy Dunn right now. And the gap to the leader, Finley, has come down dramatically and continues to come down dramatically. Is Finley running out of fuel? Did he not plan for an additional lap? We knew it was going to be close for drivers to get to the line. He came in on lap 18 with only a 9.55 second pit stop. The gap comes down to around 1 second back. We need 20 seconds to cross the line. I don't think he can stretch it. We are going to go into bonus lap, and Barney waves the white flag for us as vigorously as he possibly can. Tyler Finley tonight has driven a flawless race. It wasn't always in his hands, but it seemingly came down to good strategy calls and patience, overall being the keys to the race. He's going to continue his championship bout here for the Degenerate Race League and continue to climb and stretch that gap back to P2. As Finley crosses the line, he's gonna be cheering with jubilation and joy as a hard-fought battle is concluded for P1 in the category. Finley takes P1, Morgantino in P2, Juan Cruz in third. Andy Jackson in fourth. Fifth goes to Pastro. Doug Sorrentino in sixth. Blake Galvin in seventh. Eighth for Michael Trost, Austin Quinn in ninth, and Amrit Vastrala in 10th. Take a look at the results. It'll be Tyler Finley with those 10 laps led in front of Morgantino in P2. Juan Cruz in third. Hard charger being Jeremy Spencer Dunn. Juan Cruz leading us for 17 of those laps. The fast lap goes to Andy Jackson. 1, 2, 3 being decided. Andy Jackson in fourth. Corey Pastro in fifth, Doug Sorrentino in sixth, Blake Galvin in seventh, Michael Trost in eighth, Austin Quinn in ninth, Amrit Vastrala in 10th, Sam Bozak in 11th, Daniel Checkerback in 12th, Mitch Nairati in 13th, Jeremy Gunn in 14th, Casey Grant in 15th, Russ Money McMillian in 16th, Ross Trudell, Matthew Vawaz, Christopher Black, Gav Beans Cook in 20th. Over to Mike Brown in 21st, James Kelly in 22nd, Zamzo Lisa in 23rd, Tony McAnally, Harsh Singh, Michael Choate, Pierce Fox, Alex Hansen, Kurt Haber, and Tyler Morgan rounding out the drivers. As we get ready to talk to some of the drivers here tonight, we're going to take a moment to thank everybody again in our Patreon. Thank you so much for your love and support. You guys do a great job of keeping the lights on here at the Degenerate Race League. Let's talk to Morgan first and foremost. Morgan, how are you doing after a very hard-fought race up at the front?
Well, I need a shower, I can tell you that. I am absolutely soaked in sweat, but that was a lot of fun, man. That's probably some of the closest racing we've had up front in a long time.
It was really good. The battle for the top five covered by a blanket of around 2 seconds at one point in time. What was the pressure like going into that battle from the back, really.
Yeah, it was good. I was having to watch both in front and behind the early on with the 5 or 6 of us, or 7 or 8 of us that were all up front there. Lots of accordioning, and like the guys in front were battling, which then opens the door to the guy behind me. But yeah, we managed to stave off any overtakes and hang on to it. And I think just through the luck of pit sequence, I came out in second and was able to hang on to it.
Very good run for yourself, Morgan, on the evening. Now, what were your keys to the race other than the pit stop cycle? You know, was it patience? Was it tire management? Keeping your head cool? What was the key to success tonight?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think this track, it's such a short and tight track. It's really hard to get overtakes because you're pretty much waiting for somebody to make a mistake. So, yeah, just patience, and then a little bit of trying to keep the tires alive. In the practice I had done earlier in the week, the tires started to fall off towards the end of the stint. So when we were in the pack, I was trying to do a little bit of lifting and coasting at the end of the straights and ease into the braking, so it wasn't so abusive on those precious Pirelli rubbers.
Right on, Morgan. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank on the podium tonight?
Yeah, just great racing by everyone. Kudos to Juan for jumping out front early and hanging on to the lead for most of it, and another incredible drive by Tyler to pull the undercut on him and to walk away with 2-1. So yeah, congrats to those two, and then everybody else in the grid. It sounded like a good race, lots of fun up and down the grid. So.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Morgan, for joining me in the broadcast booth. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Hager.
And it looks like that's going to be it for interviews on the evening. Thought I had one more or 2 more, but perhaps not. Again, big shout out and thanks to everybody joining us live now or in the future, giving this one a good sneak peek on the Twitch channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, get notifications for when we go live next here on Twitch, racing every Monday night. Here with the Degenerate Race League. In the booth, I've been your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag. It's been a pleasure, as always, to take you from green to checkered flag here at the Okayama Piper International Circuit. It's been a heck of a ride. But all good things have to come to an end, and so shall this, folks. Have a great night, and most importantly, as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye for now.